Hey everybody, Jim Chester coming to you live once again from the Genesis Pediatric Conference 2019 in East Brunswick, New Jersey. We're out here with Dr. Jerod Hill. He came all the way out here from
Branson, Missouri.
And what brought you out here, man?
Well, to learn more, grow, and really to help impact our community better.
All right. And I know there's been some amazing speakers. You've been inside the room. Who's like really stood out to you?
Wow, I mean, all of them. The key is their hearts, their passion, their knowledge. There's been several speakers and powerhouses for the profession and all they've done over the years. Many of them have been serving this profession and people for so many years. It's crazy, their knowledge, and it's been awesome just to learn and gain as much knowledge as we can from them.
And see, that's just it. Dr. Stu and Cherry Warner, they've done such a dynamic job of bringing out the world changers to this event. And I know that you came out here to dip yourself back into the science, art, and philosophy. But let's talk about why it matters for the kids, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people are unaware that from the time they're born, how much damage that can be done through the birthing process, and then even just all the slips, falls, and activities and sports that can damage the spine and really influence in a negative way the nervous system and their ability to heal and repair. And so we're always wanting to learn better techniques and ways and knowledge of how to start them off right so they can live to their full potential, their full God-given potential.
And one of the terminologies I've really kind of clung on to is from cradle to grave care.
Yeah.
And why is it so important to have a healthy cradle in the house?
Oh, wow. I mean, from the time we're born, I mean, especially those early years of development are critical as the brain and the nervous system are developing, and really sets the stage for the rest of their life on how they're adapting and handling life stresses that are coming at them. So from the beginning, it's critical to start getting checked to make sure there's no damages going on to their nervous system, negatively influencing their health.
And let's talk a little bit about why it's so important to get the mom before she delivers under care.
Yeah, I mean, same concept is from the time of conception and as the baby's developing, it's critical for all the nerve impulses to be able to send and receive those messages to maximize the potential of that baby, but also then just the pregnancy for the mom and how smooth that goes, their comfort level, and then the delivery process, because if there's challenges with the mom and they have problems, then it can a lot of times lead into challenges with the birthing process, which then causes more complications to that baby, and then can cause more damage, and it sets that all in motion. And
even with babies and moms, man, it's not all about how we feel better, but it's about how we heal better. Exactly. And so many times with the chiropractic adjustment, you can't really quantify how much healing goes on with inside the womb when the mom's pregnant or when the child's first delivered. Yeah. And we can check that atlas and make sure that the body's unsubluxated.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a sad thing. Our culture really bases our health on how we feel and not really how our body's actually functioning from the inside. And that's why we have to have tools and ways to evaluate the functionality and how someone is working and functioning on the inside. And that's why we do scans in our office and things like that. But that's just a critical part when we're evaluating the true health of an individual and where that comes from. And we have to make sure there's no interference within that nervous system, or else they won't be able to express life to their full potential.
And see, that's coming from a man that has been, how long you been a chiropractor?
18 years now, last month.
And you do have kids, right?
Yeah, two boys.
And when was their first adjustment?
Within the first few minutes of me holding on to them. So as soon as they were born.
And you wouldn't have it any other way, would you?
No, yeah, they're healthy boys. Couldn't be more proud of them, and it's been awesome to see the journey of their life and their health, and just like, why would I adjust my family, kids, my staff, my team, and anybody we can to check them for any kind of subluxation? We want everybody to be able to express life to their full potential without anything restricting that. And for sure, my babies, my kids, as soon as we cut the umbilical cord and get my hands on them, the first thing I'm doing is checking their atlas, checking their spine, making sure there's nothing from the birthing process that's interfering with them to live to their full potential.
So let's throw a shout out to your wife and kids.
Yeah, hey, Carolyn and Connor and Dylan, love you guys. guys so much if you're watching this right now or later. But love you. So proud of you. You're the best.
So I know that this was also a team building chance for you too. Why did you decide to bring your team out here to the Genesis Pediatric Conference?
Well, I think it's important to not just hear it from me, from the office, but to come and hear it from some of these chiropractors that have been in the trenches for 40, 50 years and plus, and their neurological background, and be able to explain it, and then be able to see the environment, talk to other team members and doctors, and really start to understand why we do what we do in our office and why we're so passionate about getting the whole family in and getting them checked from the beginning. And the more they understand that for themselves, and it's not just a business, it's not a process that we do, but from the heart and understanding of what the effects are from that are so critical, that it's worth the investment of bringing them to an event like this to really get that understanding.
Yeah, and I see it all across the country because I travel so much, and I know that when you bring your team out to these type of events, it's not just about the doc, because if you come out here and you get dipped in all this knowledge and all this excitement and you come back, it might be a lopsided approach as to how you're interpreted by your team that was hanging out over the weekend, and they were just doing their life, but they didn't experience it with you.
Exactly. I mean, we're very team-based approach, meaning it's amazing how much their impact on every patient coming in the office is so critical. So them having that full understanding of the why and the purpose, and we're a very mission-based practice, so it just inspires them to a greater level the more they understand.
And that's coming from a guy that's been in the trenches for 18 years. He sees the value in bringing his team out here to a conference to meet the industry leaders. And I can't say enough about the amount of talent that Stu and Terry have brought out here to be on that stage. And just to have your team members have the influence to see guys like Ted Carrick and Deed Harrison speak on stage up there, man, I'm sure that they're going to write so many notes, and it's going to boost your enthusiasm at the office.
Oh yeah, it's exciting to see. They're already the comments they're saying about how much they're getting from the conference and learning, and they're writing notes like crazy, and it's fun to just see the light bulbs go off into understanding at a whole nother level.
Now, let's get a little bit deeper into the core and talk about real health. True health.
Yeah, well, of course, true health, we know God designed our body to heal and repair, and a physiological fact that the human body is designed to heal and repair, but unfortunately, different stresses that go on in our life can interfere with that, from mental, emotional stresses to chemical toxins in the environment, to the physical traumas and stresses, repetitive movements. I mean, all these impacts start affecting our body in a negative way, to where what's awesome about chiropractic is it's a tool to be able to help facilitate, to remove that interference by specific gentle adjustment to remove that interference, to allow the body to then heal and repair. It's not only to help our body, we're going to all be under different demands and stresses through our lives and through the environment, and we can't avoid and live in a bubble, but we can help our body adapt better to the environment, this toxic world that we live in. We can help facilitate it to adapt and heal and repair and recover better. So physiologically helping our bodies to be more resilient and adapt better, and then just be able to then recover better. So, it all comes down to making sure the system that controls all other systems is working the way it's supposed to. The central nervous system, the brain, the spinal cord, those nerves that branch out and control everything. And then ultimately, the spine is our our armor that protects that. So our skull, our spine. So making sure that's all in alignment and functioning well. But then also we got to take personal responsibility and really understand what causes damage to that, and how we move and take care of ourselves, and how we exercise, what we're putting in our body on a daily basis, our thoughts, how we think. I mean, all those things. It goes to the core of really where true health comes from. Otherwise, we keep just trying to fix the symptoms, the headaches, the neck pain, the problems, the different diagnoses that we get. There's a reason why we have those diagnoses, and it's really trying to understand why. What's interfering with our body not healing and repairing the way it's supposed to, not adapting appropriately.
So I'm going to ask you a question I didn't prep you for.
Okay.
But if you had a chance to be on an elevator with a chiropractic student, and they were just about to graduate, what's the number one piece of advice you would give to them?
To go and observe as many chiropractors as they can, to really get a good feel of other people that have been in their offices learning and growing, people that are mentoring, finding those mentorships, not just one but many, so they can really hone into their purpose, their passion of what God has for them, so they can have the biggest impact in the community wherever they're going.
And after 18 years in practice, I have to ask you, what's next?
The next thing is just continually learning how to impact our community more. We need the biggest thing I'm seeing is the lack of understanding. So that's why this is so awesome right here. You asked me to do this interview is just because knowing that more people are going to understand and see why. And so in our office, we're strategizing, looking at how can we impact and help people to understand so they can make an educated choice for them and their family and their kids. So that's where we're moving more towards in our office.
That's awesome. Well, I just want to say a big thank you to Jerod here for sharing with me so eloquently on why he does what he does. That's the big why of chiropractic, to serve your communities at a higher level, to help educate people. I know that so many people, honestly, they don't know where to go or who to trust. So I want to urge all chiropractors to share this message that we went on this interview today. If you guys have not been over to the Chiro Hustle website, come over there, like our page, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Spotify, whichever one you like to listen to. We're on all of them, Google Play. Go over to YouTube, check us out. Yeah. And if you guys need digital ad solutions, reach out to Natalie at Local Gold. They are the #1 digital marketing company for chiropractic out there. And if you need a nice digital storefront or improve your digital footprint, reach out to Natalie Busecka with Local Gold. It's www.localgold.com. And I am at chirohustle.com. Jerod, thank you, brother.
Hey, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I'm going to go ahead and close out, okay?
All right. Let's do it.
You guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll see you guys on the next one.